Among the ruins of Heavenly Fate City, Ma Xinyuan and others stood quietly in the same place, with a gloomy face and a solemn atmosphere. They simply didn't expect Yangkai to really take a shot under Fei Jitu's hands and retreat safely. They just saw the power of the move just now, knowing that Fei Jitu did not hold back on that attack. It was such a move that all these Void Return stage could safely take, but they were blocked by a young man with a cultivation realm of Saint King 3 layer. At the same time, Ma Xinyuan and others were shocked. They also had a strong fear towards Yang Kai. The kid is only a Saint King 3 layer, and he is already so impressive. What if he was really promoted to Void Return stage? Everyone present is an old fox. Naturally, they all know it's best to kill dangerous seedling when they're still growing, especially after seeing Yang Kai's profound eyes before leaving. Everyone has no doubt that he will find them for revenge if he succeeds in promoting his cultivation realm in the future. After hesitating for a while, Ma Xinyuan cupped his fists, and said, "City Master, are you really letting him go? If I don't let him go, what do you want?" Fei Jitu was annoyed and had no place to vent. He heard the words and stared at Ma Xinyuan coldly. But the kid killed Zhi's family. Zhi family. Fei Jitu sneered. You know that it belongs to Zhi family. What does the life and death of the Zhi family have to do with me? Ma Xinyuan looked stunned. He didn't dare say anything more. If you don't want to let him go, you can catch up now, as long as you are confident you can deal with him. City Lord Master is joking. The expression of a group of people was extremely embarrassed. No one dared to mention Yang Kai. Since you are not confident in your own strength, I will be honest. Whoever dares to question this city master, do not blame this city master for not giving affection. In addition, do you really think that Xiantong old man is not coming back? You better pray that your choice is right this time, otherwise you may not have your place in the Shadow Moon Palace in the future. The group of people looked at each other, and when they were about to delve deeper into the matter again, they saw that Fei Jitu had already wiped his sleeves and disappeared. Brother Ma, how is this good? Listening to the words of the Fei City Master just now, the battle in the palace seems to have some twists and turns. It is not the rumor that Elder Jian. Someone looked at Ma Xinyuan and asked. Yes, Brother Ma, don't you say that this major event is foolproof? If not so, how can I come here to cooperate with the Zhi family to deal with the Saint King realm? Someone asked again. Ma Xinyuan's face was greenish and impatiently said, You ask the old man. Who is this old man going to ask? This old man also following the order of someone above. How can I understand the specific situation? If you really want to know, you may go and ask Manager Xie, see what answer he will give. Manager Xie. Listening to Ma Xinyuan's excuses, everyone did not know that this time matter was really a big deal, and regretted for a while, and thinking about Xiantong's ability, they all changed their colors and left. Dragon Cave Mountain. Yang Kai returned to this place with a pale face. As soon as he entered the mountain, he saw Wu Yi, Yang Yan, Qian Yue, and others standing there waiting for him. When he saw him appearing, the three goddesses looked happy and greeted him quickly. Are you hurt? Wu Yi looked at Yang Kai's face as not right and couldn't help but scream. Nothing serious. What is the situation of Yu Feng? Yang Kai asked with a wave of his hand. They're already healing, and it won't take long to heal. If you don't come back, Foreign Elder Chong and Foreign Elder Hao are ready to go to Heavenly Fate City again. Yang Kai nodded gently. Tell them not to go anymore. This time the matter ends here. There shouldn't be any movement on the side of the Shadow Moon Palace, but you should try not to go out during this time. Be careful of the people in Zi's family making move. I know. I will see them and tell them not to go out. Wu Yi responded quickly, immediately concerned. You also hurry to healing. Yang Kai nodded and walked towards his stone mansion. Fei Jitu deserves to be the strong man of Void Return stage, although that move seems not very good. But only the person receiving it will know its fierceness, but the other party did not use his full strength, which Yang Kai still knows. He can hurt Yang Kai without using his full strength. It seems that the gap between him and the Void Return stage 3 layer is very obvious. He took out a few bottles of elixir from the ring, poured out a few pills one by one and stuffed them into his mouth. closing his eyes and meditate. The injury was not serious, just need to recover some lost aura, and after a half-day of meditation, Xianxia had recovered. After all, the golden blood in his body had a strong recovery ability, and this little injury was nothing to him. Spiritual mind was released, and when it was late at night, Xianxia looked up and quietly got up, opened Stone Mansion's restriction, quietly left Dragon Cave Mountain, and went straight to Heavenly Fate City. After a while, he came to the city, following the route in his memory, and hurried towards the location of the City Lord's mansion. After another tea time, Xianxia has appeared in the City Lord's mansion. Although he came here for the first time, from the investigation of his spiritual mind, he can grasp the situation of the whole City Lord's mansion. Tonight's City Lord's mansion is a little weird. Surrounded by silence and there is no one around. Even the martial artist who is usually in charge of guarding has been revoked tonight. The people in the City Lord's mansion do not know why, only know that it is the order of the city's lord. Everyone is prohibited to move around the house tonight. Once found, there is no amnesty but to kill. Under this strict order, no one dares to violate the order of the city lord. Recognizing this, Xianxia swaggered up and down in the city's lord mansion. After turning around, he came to a room inside the city's lord mansion. Just stood there, and the voice of Fei Jitu came from the room. Since you are here, come in and sit down. Xianxia heard the words, smiled slightly, and pushed the door open. In the room, Fei Jitu sat on a chair and looked toward the door with a smile. After Xianxia walked in, he waved his hand and urged his Saint Yuan, and the door closed again. Xianxia's expression remained unchanged, and he walked directly to another chair beside Fei Jitu and sat down calmly. I knew that you were very courageous during the day. I didn't expect I still underestimated you. You're not even afraid of entering this tiger cave. Is it an easy place to come and leave? Fei Jitu sneered. Senior is joking. If you really want to deal with this, juniors, it will not be so troublesome. It's just a matter of lifting a hand. Xianxia replied lightly. Fei Jitu's eyes flashed, and he nodded. Okay, finally I understand. Qiantong, old man, did not misunderstand you. You really are distinctive. I don't know how and why the senior passed a message and let the juniors come here at this time. Xianxia asked with a curious look on his face. During the day when he fought with Fei Jitu, the other party suddenly uttered a sentence asking him to come to the City Lord mansion again at night, which really puzzled Xianxia. Although he was not quite sure about the reason, he could guess to some extent that it should be related to the recent changes in Shadow Moon Palace. If I said, I want to ask you a favor, will you believe it? Help. Xianxia frowned. What help? I will not mention this matter for the time being. Let me ask you first, what do you think of the matter at the Shadow Moon Palace? Fei Jitu asked dignifiedly. Xianxia shook his head. The juniors have been retreating in Dragon Cave Mountain during this time, and don't know anything about the outside world. Please ask the seniors to solve the puzzle. It turns out so. Fei Jitu nodded slightly. In this case, this city lord will not beat around the bush. The reason why your Dragon Cave Mountain be targeted this time is actually involved in the internal battle of our Shadow Moon Palace. In this matter, it is my Shadow Moon Hall who owes you an apology. After all, you have cooperated happily with my Shadow Moon Hall in the past few years, and both parties have received huge benefits. However, the reason why your Dragon Cave Mountain can exist, and being safe, is mainly because of Qiantong's old man's refuge, but now, Qiantong has encountered a little trouble, and some people want to deal with him, so by your grievances with the Xie family. They first deal with your Dragon Cave Mountain, and test the reaction of Qiantong on this side. After talking, Fei Jitu stared at Xianxia, but unexpectedly didn't see a little surprised expression on his face. Stunned. You already know? Xianxia chuckled. Slight speculation. Remarkable. Fei Jitu's eyes flashed a hint of approval. Since you have guessed this, it will be easier to say. In short, the original Shadow Moon Hall is divided into two factions. One faction is based on Qiantong's old man leadership, and the other faction is headed by an elder named Feng Zhen. The two have different ideas, and there are many contradictions in the hall. Moreover, these two elders are in charge of the item refining and secret treasures in the hall, and one is in charge of the hall pill refining and medicine pills, and the other elders and administrators who are attached to them are basically balanced after so many years. Although the two factions have been fighting, there is no big friction, but now, because of one thing, the balance is broken. The death of Xiaolin Grandmaster? Yang Kai narrowed his eyes and remembered the matter. Qiantong and Xiaolin Grandmaster had a very good personal relationship. Once Xiaolin Grandmaster died, it was equivalent to Qiantong missing a heavyweight. In addition, and the other group would inevitably have some disagreements. He thought his guess was right, but Fei Jitu sneered and shook his head. The death of Xiaolin Grandmaster is just a temptation, and it is another thing that really makes these two factions tear their skins. What thing? Yang Kai is stunned. Speaking of that, you have seen that thing too. Fei Jitu whispered, red candle fruit. Say it is. Yang Kai suddenly realized. In the hall of Shadow Moon Palace, the master's cultivation is not the most powerful. The really powerful ones are Qiantong and Feng Zhen. Both of them are the most promising to be promoted to the Void King realm, and the red candle fruit is only a little flap of meat. Everyone wants it. How do you think the situation will develop? If this is the case, it can be explained. Yang Kai flashed a clear look on his face. 2 years ago, the flowing flame sand field opened, and a red candle fruit appeared on the 3rd floor. Although it was finally cut into several petals by the Star Emperor Mountain Lengqing, Wei Guchang and Dong Xuanair finally grabbed a petal and brought back the Shadow Moon Palace. The rumor that this thing can help the Void Return stage martial artist break the shackles of heaven and earth. The temptation is too big, and it is not surprising that the original balance of the Shadow Moon Palace can be broken. To be continued.